Let me tell you something that may challenge everything you've been taught about success. Success is not something you chase, it is something you attract by the person you become. You see, most people spend their entire lives running after success, like a man chasing his shadow, always just out of reach. They believe if they run faster, push harder, hustle more, one day, success will turn around and surrender. But the truth is, success doesn't surrender. Success is not hunted. Success is attracted by a very specific force, a silent, invisible, yet incredibly powerful force. And that force, my friend, is you, your thoughts, your beliefs, your daily habits, your inner vibration, your character, your emotional frequency. Success does not respond to desperation. It responds to preparation. It responds to alignment. It responds to identity. Let me ask you something. What kind of person are you becoming? Not what you want, not what you dream, but who you are becoming. Because success doesn't care what you wish for. Success is magnetized to what you are, not what you say. It is not a product of effort alone. It is the result of inner transformation. When I studied hundreds of the most successful men America has ever produced, from Henry Ford to Thomas Edison, from Andrew Carnegie to Charles M. Schwab, I discovered a pattern. And it wasn't that they all had Ivy League educations, or perfect upbringings, or favorable conditions. No, they all became the kind of person who attracted success like a magnet. They didn't chase riches, they grew into riches. They didn't wait for opportunity. They prepared themselves so powerfully that opportunity couldn't ignore them. Now, I ask you again, what kind of person are you becoming? That's where it all begins. That's where your journey with the law of attraction truly starts. Not out there, not in the stars, not in a wish list on your wall, but inside your own mind, inside your own heart, inside your own identity, because the real secret isn't learning how to attract success. The real secret is learning how to become it. These days, everybody talks about the law of attraction. It's in books, it's on podcasts, it's plastered all over social media. People say, just think positive and you'll attract miracles. Visualize it and the universe will deliver it. Make a vision board and your dream life will show up. But let me tell you something most won't dare to say. That's not how it works. The law of attraction is not a magic lamp. It is not wishful thinking. It is not some mystical force that grants you whatever you daydream about. The law of attraction is a law of vibration, a law of alignment. It operates like gravity, consistently, without emotion, without exception. You don't activate the law of attraction. You're already using it, whether you know it or not, because you are constantly broadcasting a signal into the world. That signal is made up of your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, your state of being. And the law of attraction simply brings you experiences that match that signal. So if your dominant thoughts are fear, worry, doubt, lack, then that's what you're attracting. Not because you want it, but because that's the vibration you're holding. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. Let that sink in. This law doesn't listen to your words. It responds to your dominant frequency, the emotional atmosphere you carry around 24 hours a day. You can say, I want to be rich. But if deep down you feel unworthy, fearful, or resentful of money, the law of attraction will only bring you more lack. Why? Because the law of attraction is not influenced by what you say for 5 minutes. It is shaped by what you believe and feel every single day. Here's what you need to know. Your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. Your results are not random. They are a reflection. Every dollar you earn, every relationship you attract, every opportunity or setback, it all reflects the frequency you carry. So ask yourself, what am I broadcasting to the universe right now? Because the law of attraction doesn't judge, it doesn't filter, it doesn't pause. It responds, faithfully, consistently, to whatever you are, not what you pretend to be. This is where transformation begins, not by chasing results, but by changing the signal you send every day through your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs. Every achievement begins as a thought, not as a paycheck, not as a title, not as applause from others, but as a single vivid image in the mind of someone who dared to believe it was possible. And I will tell you this without hesitation. If you cannot see it in your mind, you will never hold it in your hands. The law of attraction responds to clarity. It responds to specificity. It responds to the mental pictures that dominate your subconscious. If you say, "I want success," but cannot define it, if you dream of wealth but have no image of what that looks like in your life, if you hope for freedom but carry no vision of what freedom feels like, then your signal is weak. Your desire has no direction, and your subconscious has no target. You see, the human mind is a goal-seeking machine. It craves clarity. It demands focus. And when you give it a definite picture, it begins pulling people, circumstances, and ideas into alignment with that image. This is why in Think and Grow Rich, I emphasize this principle. The starting point of all achievement is desire, not wishful thinking, not vague hope, but a burning desire with clarity and purpose. Let me ask you something personal and urgent. Can you clearly describe your ideal life right now, with emotion, with color, with precision? Because if you can't, you are not ready to attract it. Most people don't fail because they're not talented. They fail because they are mentally vague. They walk through life without direction and wonder why they never arrive anywhere meaningful. So here's what you must do, and I urge you to do it today. 1. Sit down. No phone, no noise. Just you and a blank sheet of paper. 2. Write the picture. What does success look like? Where do you live? Who are you with? What does your day feel like? How much do you earn? What kind of person are you? 3. Make it real in your mind. See it, feel it, hear it, smell it. Create the movie of your future and play it every single day. Because here's the truth. What you cannot see, you cannot seize. What you do not imagine, you cannot attract. Everything you want is waiting for you, but it will only recognize you once you recognize it first, in your mind. Now listen to me closely. In the previous part, you learned how vital it is to create a clear mental image of the success you desire. But let me tell you something even more important. A vision without belief is just a fantasy. This next step, faith, is what gives your vision power. So in this part, we are going to talk about something that cannot be skipped, something that most people overlook, and it costs them everything. This is the fuel of the law of attraction, belief. Your success depends not only on what you see, but what you truly believe is possible for you. If you don't believe it, you won't attract it. You can write goals in gold ink. You can repeat affirmations until your throat runs dry. You can visualize every day. But if deep down you doubt yourself, if your inner voice whispers, "That's too big for you," then you will repel the very thing you're trying to attract. In Think and Grow Rich, I said it clearly. Faith is the head chemist of the mind. It is the emotional ingredient that gives thoughts their vibrational power. Without belief, your thoughts are just smoke. Without belief, your desires are empty. Without belief, your image has no magnetism. But here's the good news. Faith is not reserved for the chosen few. It is a skill. It can be trained. Let me show you how. Feed your mind with belief-building material. Books, audios, mentors. Stay away from those who drain your energy with fear or doubt. Affirm your vision with emotion. Speak it out loud. Feel it in your heart as if it were real, because your subconscious doesn't know the difference. Take bold, daily action. With every step you take, no matter how small, you begin to believe in yourself more. Confidence grows from movement. You don't need blind faith. You just need enough faith to take the next step. Faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches. Napoleon Hill. So let me ask you, and I want you to answer honestly. Do you believe that your dream life is possible? Not just for someone else, but for you? Because if you don't believe it, you won't build it. You won't pursue it. And the law of attraction can only deliver what you believe you are ready for. Now that we've awakened your belief, it's time to go even deeper. Because the real battleground isn't in your conscious mind. It's hidden beneath the surface. You've seen the vision. You've begun to believe in it. But now we enter the battlefield most people never even realize exists. The subconscious mind. Because this is where attraction actually happens. The law of attraction does not respond to what you think for 5 minutes. It responds to what you believe all day long, and what you believe most deeply lives not in your conscious mind, but in your subconscious. Your subconscious is the silent engine. It runs your habits. It shapes your attitude, it filters how you see the world, and most importantly, it controls what you expect, what you accept, and what you attract. If your conscious mind says, "I want to succeed," but your subconscious says, "You're not worthy," guess which one wins? Every time, the subconscious. This is why people struggle to change their results, even when they set goals, repeat affirmations, or visualize success. Because their inner programming is still wired for limitation, fear, and failure. The law of attraction doesn't bring you what you say. It brings you what your subconscious believes is true. So if you want to attract success, you must reprogram the subconscious mind. And how do you do that? Let me give you 3 timeless methods, proven, tested, and used by the greatest achievers of all time. 1. Repetition. Repetition is the mother of mastery. Whatever you repeat with emotion gets accepted by the subconscious. Say your affirmations out loud, daily, with feeling, with certainty. You are not just hoping, you are installing new software. 2. Visualization. Your subconscious speaks in images. It responds to pictures, not just words. So create mental movies of your success and play them often. The more vivid, the more emotional, the more powerful. 3. Emotional intensity. Emotion is what opens the door. If you want to make a lasting impression on your subconscious, you must feel it. Joy, gratitude, confidence. Feel it in your chest. Feel it in your breath. Let it become real inside you, before it becomes real outside you. Because once your subconscious accepts a new truth, everything begins to shift. Your decisions change, your energy changes, your behavior aligns, and your reality begins to reflect your new inner world. Change your subconscious, and you change your life. So let me ask you, what beliefs are running silently in the background of your life? Are they pulling you towards success or pushing you away? You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your inner programming. But here's the beauty. You can rewire it. You can rewrite it. You can create a subconscious mind that is magnetized for abundance, growth, and greatness. And once you do, you won't have to chase success anymore. It will start chasing you. Now that you understand the power of your subconscious mind, let me show you the tools that shape it. Because if the subconscious is the soil, then imagination and emotion are the seeds and water. You see, imagination is not just for dreamers. It is the workshop of the mind. It is the blueprint from which your future is constructed. In Think and Grow Rich, I wrote, "Man's only limitation, within reason, lies in his development and use of his imagination." Let that sink in. What you cannot imagine, you cannot create. But when you imagine vividly, consistently, emotionally, your subconscious begins to accept that vision as real. And that, my friend, is when the law of attraction begins to move. Because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is repeatedly and emotionally imagined. This is why your emotional state matters so deeply. Emotion is the glue that binds the image to your subconscious. It's not just what you see, it's what you feel. That's the spark. That's the signal. That's the vibration. So when you visualize your goals, don't just watch it like a movie. Step into it. Become the main character. Feel the joy, the pride, the certainty. Smell the air. Hear the applause. Touch the life you've imagined. Do it until your subconscious says, "This is who I am." That's when the shift happens. That's when your habits change. That's when your decisions align. That's when the right people, the right ideas, the right opportunities start showing up. Not by accident, not by magic, but by design. You designed it in your imagination. You activated it with emotion. What you imagine with emotion, you begin to attract with precision. So here's what I want you to do, tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and imagine your life exactly as you want it. Not just the what, but the feeling. Not just the picture, but the power behind it. Do it for 5 minutes a day. Do it with passion. Do it until your nervous system responds, as if it's already real, because your subconscious doesn't follow logic. It follows frequency. It follows what you feel, what you repeat, and what you believe. And the stronger your emotion, the stronger your attraction. So ask yourself, what are you imagining right now? Are you picturing problems or friction or possibilities, fear or freedom? Are you designing your life or defaulting to what others expect. It's time to take the wheel. Because if you can imagine it, and feel it, and act on it, you can live it. Now that you've activated the inner blueprint, we need to build the outer structure. And that starts with clarity of direction. Now that your inner blueprint is in motion, it's time to give it direction. Because a powerful engine without a steering wheel is dangerous. And a brilliant mind without a clear goal is wasted. The next law of attraction is focus, not random action, not wishful wandering, but laser-sharp, purposeful, intentional focus, powered by a definite chief aim. In Think and Grow Rich, I wrote, "There is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. This is not a nice to have. This is not optional. This is the starting line of all success. The universe does not respond to vague wishes. It responds to clear intentions backed by definite purpose." Let me ask you directly. If I stopped you right now and said, "What is your goal for the next 12 months?" Could you answer clearly, confidently, without hesitation? If not, that's your problem. Because the law of attraction needs a signal, and unclear goals send no signal at all. Most people don't fail because they're not smart enough. They fail because they drift. They wake up, go to work, come home, scroll on a screen, go to bed, and repeat. No clarity, no direction, no target. But you are not most people. You are a builder of destiny, and builders need blueprints. So here's what you must do. Step 1, define your definite major purpose. Not a vague wish, not a list of 20 things. One burning goal, one clear aim, one outcome that ignites your soul. Step 2, write it down in present tense and look at it every single day. It should give you goosebumps when you read it. If it doesn't excite you, it won't move you. Step 3, break it down into actionable, measurable, time-bound steps. Turn your desire into a plan. Turn your plan into a schedule. Turn your schedule into movement. And then take action, not once, not when it's convenient. Every day, with discipline, with commitment, with fire. Because here's the truth. The law of attraction is not magic. It's momentum. It moves toward the focused and away from the distracted. You don't attract success by thinking about 5 different dreams at once. You attract it by locking in on one and backing it with everything you've got. The sharper your aim, the faster the target comes into view. And when you move with purpose, life moves with you. So I'll ask you again, and this time don't answer casually. Answer with all the honesty you've got. What do you want, exactly, specifically, passionately? What is the one outcome that would make all the struggle worth it? Find that, and you'll find power. Clarity is power. Purpose is magnetism. And when you combine a burning purpose with unwavering focus and daily discipline, you become unstoppable. Clarity is power. Purpose is magnetism. But without action, it's all just potential energy. This is where many dreamers fall short. They think, they visualize, they even believe, but they don't execute, they don't follow through, they don't persist. And let me tell you something, success is not for the occasionally motivated. It belongs to the consistently disciplined. You want to attract success? Then you need habits that match it. Because habits are the bridge between your goals and your results, between who you are and who you are becoming. In Think and Grow Rich, I taught the importance of organized, persistent effort. Not random effort, not one big push, but structured, disciplined, focused daily action, the kind that compounds over time and becomes unstoppable. Let me make it simple. Your habits are either helping you attract success, or they are silently repelling it. So here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You cannot expect extraordinary success while living by ordinary habits. You cannot expect financial abundance if your habit is overspending or avoiding responsibility. You cannot expect peak health if your habit is skipping workouts and eating without intention. You cannot expect to lead others if you do not first learn to lead yourself. Discipline is self-respect in action. Every time you choose the hard right over the easy wrong, you build your strength. You tell the world and your subconscious, I'm serious about this. So what kind of habits must you build? Wake up early, plan your day, move your body, feed your mind, speak your affirmations, work on your goals, track your progress, keep your word, finish what you start. not just when you feel inspired, but especially when you don't. Because inspiration may start the journey, but discipline is what finishes it. And yes, it's hard. But you know what's harder? Staying stuck, living beneath your potential. Waking up 10 years from now, wondering, what if I'd been consistent? Discipline is doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. The law of attraction responds to energy, but it is activated by movement, by routine, by momentum. So I want you to ask yourself, what are the small, repeatable actions I must commit to every day? What routines would make success inevitable if I stayed with them long enough? Choose them, write them, track them, make them non-negotiable. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be relentless. Fall off, get back on. Miss a day, double down the next. Success doesn't require flawlessness. It requires faithfulness. One small disciplined habit done daily is more powerful than 10 big dreams done never. So stop waiting for the perfect moment and start becoming the person who moves, who shows up, who follows through, no matter what. Because the future does not belong to the ready. It belongs to the prepared. You've done the inner work. You've defined your goals. You've built your daily habits. But now it's time to look outward, because the environment you live in, the people you surround yourself with, can either build your dream or bury it. You cannot grow a mighty oak tree in toxic soil, and you cannot grow a magnificent life in a destructive environment. Let me be blunt. Your circle is either sharpening your focus or dulling it, pushing you forward or pulling you back, feeding your faith or fueling your fear. In Think and Grow Rich, I taught that success is not a solo pursuit. Every high achiever I studied had mentors, allies, role models. They designed their environment to support their dreams. Why? Because energy is contagious. Attitudes are infectious. Beliefs are transferable. You become like the people you spend the most time with. So I'll ask you plainly, who's in your circle? Who's shaping your thinking? Who are you giving your energy to? If you are constantly around people who complain, who doubt, who settle, then you are planting your vision in soil that kills growth. Now, I'm not telling you to cut everyone off, but I am telling you this. You must be intentional about the voices you allow to speak into your future. Find people who believe in growth. Surround yourself with dreamers, doers, builders, learners. Spend time with people who challenge you to rise, not stay the same. And if you can't find them in person yet, find them in books and podcasts and videos. Let their mindset become your atmosphere. Let their discipline become your standard. You don't need a crowd, you need alignment. Even one right person in your corner can accelerate your journey more than 10 wrong ones. So build a support system that matches your vision. And here's something critical. Don't just look for people to believe in you. Become someone they can believe in too. Bring value, bring positivity, bring growth. Be the kind of person others rise around. Because when your environment aligns with your goals, when your circle reflects your vision, success becomes the natural outcome. Not forced, not chased, but supported. You've built the mindset, you've aligned the habits, you've shaped your environment. But now comes the final test. Will you take full responsibility? And will you keep going when it gets hard? This is the gatekeeper, the last line between dreams imagined and dreams realized. It is not talent, it is not luck. It is the quiet, relentless decision to say, this is on me, and I will not quit. In Think and Grow Rich, I wrote, those who succeed are those who have developed the habit of persistence. And I meant it, because persistence is not an emotion, it is a decision. And responsibility is not blame, it is power. You see, most people never reach their potential because they live in excuse. They blame the economy, they blame their past, they blame their parents, their boss, their luck, their location. And while they're busy blaming, life keeps moving. Opportunities keep passing, and potential stays locked away inside them. Let me be clear, the moment you take 100% responsibility for your life is the moment you take back all your power. You may not control what happens to you, but you always control what happens next. You control your response, your choices, your standards, your actions. Responsibility means you no longer wait for someone else to fix your life. You become the builder, the driver, the author. It means you own your failures, not to beat yourself up, but to learn, adjust, and grow stronger for the next round. And when it gets hard, because it will, that's when you lean into persistence. Because success is not for the easily discouraged. It is for the relentless, the ones who get back up, the ones who try again, the ones who say, "I will not stop until I win." So let me ask you, are you willing to persist when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when it feels like nothing is working? Because if you are, you're already rare. You're already powerful. You're already becoming someone success cannot ignore. Persistence is more powerful than talent, more important than motivation, more valuable than any one opportunity. Persistence turns setbacks into stepping stones, and responsibility turns obstacles into ownership. You are the author of your story. No one else. Not your boss, not your past, not your circumstances. You. So write something worth reading, live something worth remembering, become someone worth following, and never, ever hand over your pen. And now, everything comes full circle in the conclusion. Look at how far you've come. You've discovered the law. You've seen how thoughts become reality. You've learned to use imagination, belief, and the subconscious mind. You've gained clarity, created habits, built discipline, aligned your environment. And above all, you've taken full responsibility for your life. So now, the question is simple. Will you become the person you were meant to be, or will you settle for who the world told you to be? Because here's the truth, no one else will say. You were never born to be average. You were not designed for mediocrity. There is greatness encoded in your very being. And it's time you acted like it. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait. You don't need to ask the world to approve of your dream. You just need to decide. Decide that you will no longer shrink. Decide that you will no longer play small. Decide that you will no longer betray your potential just to fit in. Because you were not made to fit in. You were made to lead. And the world is waiting for the real you to rise. Not the version shaped by fear. Not the version tamed by failure. But the version that knows. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. You've got the tools. You've got the truth. You've got the power. Now, it's your time. Time to live boldly. Time to think abundantly. Time to walk with purpose. Time to attract the life you desire. Not by accident, not by luck, but by design. So from this moment forward, you are no longer just a student. You are no longer just a dreamer. You are a builder, a creator, a leader. This is not the end of the journey. This is the beginning of the real you. Now go. Live the life you were meant to lead. And don't just succeed. Inspire.